The robbed that smiles steals something from the thief. Shakespeare hid this line inside his play Othello, but it is a line that could stand alone as pure wisdom. It is not as famous as To Be or Not to Be or All the World's a Stage, yet it carries a truth so powerful that if more people lived by it, the world would look very different. What does it mean? It means that when someone takes something away from you, when you are robbed, whether it is money, trust, dignity, or even love, you still hold in your hands the power to decide how to respond. If you choose to respond with anger, hatred, and bitterness, the thief has not only stolen your possession, but also your peace. They win twice, once by taking what is outside you, and once by disturbing what is inside you. But if you smile, if you remain calm, if you refuse to let the act of another poison your heart, then you have stolen something far greater from the thief, the victory they thought they had. This is not just about literal robbery. Life robs us in many ways. Sometimes people betray us and rob us of our trust. Sometimes circumstances rob us of our dreams. Sometimes death robs us of the people we love. In every loss, there is a thief, and in every moment of grief, we are tempted to surrender to despair. But Shakespeare is whispering here. If you still smile, if you still carry yourself with dignity, you have stolen back the only thing that matters, your humanity. Think about it. What power does a thief really have? They can take your wealth, but wealth can be earned again. They can take your reputation, but truth eventually rises. They can even take your life, but they cannot touch the part of you that chooses how to meet life's cruelty. That part belongs only to you. A smile in this sense is not weakness. It is defiance. It says, "You have not broken me. You have not bent me. You have not won." In history, we see this wisdom lived out by those who endured suffering with unshaken calm. Slaves who sang songs of hope even in chains. Prisoners who refused to surrender their dignity, even when everything was taken from them. Leaders who smiled in the face of betrayal. All of them proved that the greatest theft cannot be carried out by force. To remain unshaken is to remain undefeated. The robbed that smiles does not just steal something from the thief. He steals the thief's illusion of power. And yet this wisdom is not easy. It is natural for us to rage when we lose. It is natural to grieve, to weep, to break. Shakespeare was not saying that we should never feel pain. He knew better than anyone that to be human is to feel deeply. But his line carries a secret, that even in pain, there is a choice. To be robbed is to lose something from the outside, but to give in to despair is to lose something from the inside. The smile, then, is not about denying the loss. It is about refusing to let the loss define you. Imagine this in your own life. Someone insults you, trying to rob you of your dignity. If you answer with anger, you play their game. If you sink into shame, you let them succeed. But if you smile, if you show that your dignity is too strong to be touched by cheap words, then you have turned the tables. Or imagine someone betrays you, taking advantage of your trust. Betrayal burns, but if you rise above it, if you smile not in foolishness but in wisdom, then you show that your heart is larger than their deceit. The robbed that smiles becomes stronger than the thief. We live in a world where people steal more than gold. They steal time, joy, innocence, hope. Every disappointment can feel like a theft. But perhaps Shakespeare's wisdom is this, that life will rob us again and again. But if we can keep smiling, we can rob life of its cruelty. The storms will come, but if your heart remains unbroken, you are not defeated. In fact, you have won the deepest battle of all, the battle to remain yourself. Even spiritually, this idea carries weight. People often believe that hell or devils take joy in our suffering. But what if the true hell is when we let suffering strip us of our humanity? To smile, even through tears, is to deny hell its victory. It is to say, you may take my fortune, my status, even my life, but you cannot take me. My soul belongs to me, and as long as I can smile, I am free. This is why the line is so worthy. It speaks not only of robbery, but of resilience. It teaches us that dignity is more powerful than wealth, that peace is stronger than anger, that the human spirit cannot be stolen unless we give it away. Shakespeare, in one simple sentence, gave us a shield against despair. He reminded us that the robbed who smiles is not the victim, but the victor. And perhaps this is the final paradox. The thief thinks he has stolen, but in truth, he has been robbed. He wanted to win by breaking you, but your smile proves that he has failed. He thought he had power, but your calm shows that he is powerless. He believed he could make you small, but your dignity makes him smaller still. In the end, the robbed has stolen from the thief the very thing he wanted most: control. So the next time life robs you, remember this line. The next time someone tries to bring you down, remember that your reaction is your weapon. Anger will make you weak. Despair will make you empty. But a smile, a real smile born not of ignorance but of strength, will make you untouchable. The robbed that smiles steals something from the thief, and that something is priceless.